We had a very good meeting, very productive meeting, and relationship is absolutely, I would say, fantastic. It's great. And I think a lot was learned, and it will all end. It'll end for everybody's benefit.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zeleensky concluding his whirlwind visit to the U.S. by meeting with former President Trump in New York City yesterday. This following his separate meetings with President Biden and Vice President Harris, where he presented his victory plan. President Zeleensky spoke exclusively with Fox immediately following his Friday meeting at Trump Tower. President Zeleensky, thank you for being here. You've just come from a meeting with former President Trump. How did it go?
Thank you so much for invitation, and really we had very productive, I think very good meeting. It was very important for me because before I came to New York, I said that I have to strengthen my country. Now it's a very challenging period and we need the answers. I mean that we need the answers from the United States because you are the leaders in support from the very beginning of the war. And for me it was very important to share our steps in our plan of victory, what can really strengthen us to be strong on the battlefield. Even after battlefield, we understand, even in any kind of future negotiations, Ukraine has to be strong. That's what about we spoke with Biden, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, and Congress of the United States. I don't know what will be after elections and who will be the president because your country and your people is right, extremely right, that they decide who will be the president. But I've got from Donald Trump very direct information that he will be on our side, that he will support Ukraine. And there are so many details, I think, which he was very interesting to hear from me, directly from me.
Did he ask you questions?
Did he ask me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, of course, a lot.
What did he ask you?
What do you see? What is really now the situation on the battlefield? How you see the support from the United States and the details? What do you think? Why Putin began this invasion?
Former President Trump said that he had a good relationship with you and a good relationship with Putin. Does that concern you?
I said that I hope that he have more warm relations with me, and I said it during this meeting, and really I understand that that Donald Trump has relations and had relations during when he was the president.
You told the New Yorker recently that you didn't think Trump knows how to end this. Did he say anything today to change your view of it?
No, I said that I think that we understand much more better than everybody, really, including Donald Trump, what's going on in Ukraine and how to stop him. It's difficult to understand, yes, with all our respect between the United States and Ukraine, but we are on the big distance, and if you are not in the war, you can understand, of course, you are smart people and you read a lot and you support it a lot, but if you're on the distance, big distance, and you didn't come to Ukraine during the war, because Ukraine during the war and Ukraine before the full-scale invasion, two different countries. So without this experience, you can't really understand how to stop Putin. And that's what I wanted to share to President. And what is the price of this tragedy, bloody invasion of Putin?
You have said that, and you're seeking the authorization to use weapons the way you want to strike deeper into Russia. In your meetings with President Biden, Vice President Harris, or Trump, did you get any reassurance that you're closer to getting that authorization?
We are in dialogue, but that's important because we want to use it only on military targets. That's so important for Americans to know that we are speaking exactly about military targets.
Are you any closer to getting that authorization from any?
Yes, we began to work. We took the plan with details and we gave this plan to Biden. Yes, we shared some ideas about it with Kamala and with Donald. I don't have skepsis about it now. I'm more positive, but we will see. You know, it doesn't depend on today. It doesn't depend on our side. We did our work. I think we did it very well.
Let me ask you, you talk about needing the support of everybody, but Speaker Johnson didn't meet with you. He's upset about this trip you made to Pennsylvania. Did President Trump raise the Pennsylvania trip?
No.
Do you regret this trip?
No. President Trump didn't raise this topic, and I think it's clever because, to my mind, because I was in Utah, and so I had meeting with Republicans, and I was in Pennsylvania. It's different times, but it was not about elections, and I don't want to involve us to election period of the United States. That's why I think that's why we didn't raise up this topic with Donald Trump. I think it's very important because I had meetings both in Utah and Pennsylvania. I had meetings with people, ordinary people. Yes, there have been politicians from both sides, but we need both support, bipartisan support. And what is very important, I was thankful, both sides, I was thankful to ordinary people who helped us very much.
Let me ask you, if I can, about your meeting with Vice President Harris.
Yes.
Did you get the sense that if she wins, that it will be an extension of the support you're already getting from the Biden administration, or does it differ?
I think it's not polite from my side to speak about elections with both of candidates. As I said, I don't want to be involved to the election period, and I don't want Ukraine to be involved. It's so dangerous. I don't want to lose one or another part of Americans. For us, the unity helped us to survive from the very beginning of war. Unity in the United States, which has influence on the unity in EU.
The calls, Speaker Johnson, others, some in Washington, are calling for you to recall your ambassador, upset about the Pennsylvania thing. Do you have any plans to recall Ambassador Markarova?
I'm the president of Ukraine, and I can discuss our ambassadors only with the Speaker of my country. That's, this is the Constitution, and I can't discuss it with the Speaker Johnson, with all respect, and so it's not about it.
And you can catch more of our exclusive interview with Ukrainian President Zelensky and hear him directly address whether or not Americans should care about the effort there in the billions being sent over. That's coming up in the next hour. Welcome back, and now, as promised, part 2 of our exclusive interview with Ukrainian President Zelensky. Let's talk about the American people,
please.
The support. We're in an election year. This is obviously, Ukraine is front and center on voters' minds, and many of them see the $60 billion that have gone to support you, and they say that's too much. You obviously feel differently. Why should those American voters care?
First of all, I'm again thankful for bipartisan support to Americans. Yes, we understand that they pay money, but they pay money in the United States for such plants as I visited, for any plants, a lot of different companies, private companies, which produce a lot of ammunition, which is so needed for us. So this money, they put this money of Congress, they put this money to these plants, to these jobs of Americans, not for Ukrainians.
Should the American voters, though, care about what happens in Ukraine?
You have to know, already there are attacks not only on Ukraine, there are missiles and drones in Belarus, in Poland, in Baltic, in Romania. All of these, except Belarus, all of these countries are NATO countries. And if they will attack, and not just in the sky, and not just attack some infrastructure, but if they will attack people, civilian infrastructure, and if there will be a lot of, God bless not, but if a lot of losses, human losses, it will be the war, NATO, and Russia. And that's why I think it's cheaper, frankly speaking, it's cheaper to support Ukraine. Because when I say cheaper, it's not about money. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's about people. Today, it's more cheaper and more smart to support Ukraine and to help Ukraine stop Putin and to prevail.
We now have had Putin again with the nuclear threats. How concerned are you about that?
Nobody knows what in his head, really. He could use nuclear in any country, in any time, or not. I'm not sure that he will. I'm not sure that I'm sharing with you what I think, but I'm not Putin, God bless. But that I can't know exactly, but because he's not always adequate, because any adequate people can't, just come to Ukraine and did what he did. He loves his life, I think way of life, and way of how he's managing his lives of others, I can tell, yes. And that's why I think he has to be afraid to use nuclear weapon.
As you leave now and go back, what do you think was the thing you accomplished? What is the best thing that you take away?
I think that we saved bipartisan support of Ukraine.
Did Trump's meeting go a long way towards that?
I think this also about it, yes. Biden, Harris, Trump, Congress meeting, that's all about unity of the United States. I'm thankful to all these persons whom I told now.
Mr. President, thank you for taking time.
Thank you so much.
Safe travels.
Thank you so much.